Hello everyone. This is a short video about the standard curve for your nutritional biochemistry practical, the oral glucose tolerance test, your coursework practical. And if you remember, I said that I will equally accept an Excel graph standard curve plus samples, as well as a graph on a graph paper. The idea is that if you don't know how to do it on Excel, you do it on a graph paper. However, I have received a lot of requests for assistance from people who want to do it on Excel, although they don't know how to do it on Excel. So anyway, it doesn't make much sense to me, but instead of replying to every single one of you individually, I prefer to do to make a very short video to show you very, very briefly and very quickly how to do it. If you don't get it, then you may have to focus on using a graph paper. Also, I have to keep my voice down because my son is sleeping next door and I don't want to wake him up. So, as I said, this is not going to be a very polished explanation. It's going to be a very quick one. So you will see here that I have already entered some very plasmatic values. Don't copy these values as your standards. These are just numbers that I came up with just on the spot. And as you can see here, we have the three standards, the X, Y, Z. We have the absorbance that you read out in the spectrophotometer and the concentration values that you were given in the class, in the practical. And you have to use these numbers and the absorbance readings for your A's and B's in order to identify the concentration. That's the main point of using the standard curve. So the first thing that you need to do is, first of all, to create a graph based on the values from X, Y, Z from your standards. And the way to do this is to highlight everything that includes your data for your standards, and then go to Insert and Graph, or Charts as it's called. And what you need to use is a scatter graph. And what you see here very, very quickly is a graph where you have on the y-axis your absorbance, on the x-axis you have your concentration. Clearly, for a coursework or for any decent graph, you need to have units, axis titles, and so on. But at the moment, I'm just showing you the principle. And you have the three values here for from your standards. The next thing you need to do is to add the line of best fit. And to do that, in this version, you go here to add chart element. Now, this is a very recent version of Office. I think it's 2014 or 2013, and it's very likely that university computers do not have this version. In the previous version, you should have up here probably one more tab that says layout. So the thread line may be in one of those tabs. In the version that we're using now, it's here on the left hand side, and you go to thread line. And from thread line, you choose linear because that's what we want to have, and automatically you get your line of best fit. So that was easy. All you need to do now is to place your cursor over the line and right click. Go to Format Thread Line, and then scroll down and tick on Display Equation on Chart. This is exactly the same previous versions of Excel as well, so there should be no confusion. So I tick on that, and you see that automatically I get the equation here. Now this means that I have an equation where I'm looking for X. X is here, which is my concentration. So if I know the Y, which is the absorbance, which is what you read in the lab, in the spectrophotometers, you should be able to find out what the concentration is, what the X is. The fastest way to do it in Excel is to click in the concentration box and solve the equation for X. Okay, so this equation, you need to solve it for X. So what you need to do is to start with the equal sign and then solve the equation for x. So it should be something, not something, it should be exactly like open bracket, and then it should be your y, which is your absorbance. Now your absorbance would, you place your absorbance in this cell here. So I'm going to click this cell instead of typing a number. So now automatically whatever number goes in this cell here, the highlighted one, will be transferred in the equation on the left hand side. So I have the absorbance reading over 0.0833, close the bracket, and then plus 0.0931. I hit enter. Don't worry about this value. This value clearly is the constant from the equation, the 0.0931. It appears as plus because you have to transfer to the other side to solve for x, and it perceives the value here of 0. So if this is 0, then the only thing that is left from the equation is a constant. Anyway, so let's say that I have an absorbance of 0.2. If I hit enter, I get a concentration of 2.49, which is a relatively low concentration for blood glucose, but clearly we have a very low absorbance as well. Now, instead of typing in the equation for every single cell, what you can do is to select the cell where you typed in the equation initially, and then place your cursor over the bottom right corner until you see that solid black cross, and then you drag it all the way down to cover all your samples. Then all you have to do is to start adding your equations. So let's say that my A patient had a continuously increasing absorbance readings rate. So from 0.2 they went to 0.3 to 0.4 to 0.7 and to 0.9. Now you can see here, let me get rid of all the decimal places and keep one. You can see here that what we get is a equally increasing concentration of blood glucose, which is exactly what you would expect. And of course you need to do the same for your these. I'm not going to continue typing in just random numbers, and that's how you do it. So then it's up to you to take these numbers with the concentration and make a separate graph with your A's and B's and just demonstrate the difference between the two patients in terms of insulin and glucose response. Okay, I hope this clarifies things a bit. If you have any further questions about this, well, tough. I'm happy to help you with biochemistry. This is not biochemistry. This is something that if you know it, you know it, you can use it. If you don't know it, it's not within the scope of this module to cover basic study skills as Excel. I'm doing my best here to help you with using it, and I think if you put some time into it, then combined with this video, you should be able to pull it off. All the best, and I will see you around. Thank you. Bye-bye.